Suspended Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya's associate, this is Stuart Shanik, is expected to open a case of defamation against crime intelligence boss Dumisani Khumalo at the Pretoria Central Police Station. Sorry, I said court, but it's actually the police station there. Now, it follows Khumalo's testimony before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and the allegation was that Sibiya benefited from a vehicle that was owned by Shanik, a man that he described as a convicted criminal with more than 30 cases to his name. Veronica Mwaadi is there live outside the police station. Veronica, this is an important and really interesting development following the testimony from Dumisani Khumalo. Stuart Shanik hasn't been quiet about what he thought of the testimony. He's been on several interviews pushing back, and our understanding is, I think, 30 cases lodged, 18 convictions. We still don't know where and how these sentences might have been served out in relation to those convictions. So he remains a fascinating character in, again, this entire saga involving the police.
Certainly, Iman. In fact, as you've mentioned, going on a certain couple of platforms to try and clear his name. But it seems that that has not been enough. Today, he's making the decision to essentially lay charges against the crime intelligence boss. And it would be his shell-shocking revelations at the Madlanga Commission that has brought us to the police station here in the Pretoria CBD. You would have heard, of course, General Khumalo speaking about the proximity of Stuart Shanik to the suspended National Police Commissioner, Shadrack Sibiya, talking, of course, about this individual, a questionable individual, according to Khumalo, who he, in fact, labeled as a serial hijacker, saying that he's faced 34 cases, convicted of 18. And to emphasize on that proximity, he spoke about how Shanik, in fact, accompanied Sibiya as he went to the Parliament's ad hoc committee investigating those claims that were made by Police Commissioner in Nhlanhla. But, Iman, I am in fact joined by the man of the moment. Stuart, thank you so much for your time this morning. I can see papers in hand, documents. You are ready to lay those charges. But talk to us about those charges. What exactly are you coming to the police station for, and what are you accusing General Khumalo of?
Well, morning to you and your viewers. Number one, we've got to start with the lies that he put on record, that I've been convicted of 18 hijackings. I haven't been convicted of one hijacking in my life. I've got my records from the LCRC just down the road. And if General Khumalo had any intelligence, as the head of intelligence, he would have picked up the phone and phoned the LCRC, which keeps the records of all the cases. Simply because he hasn't done that and he's misled the commission by lying under oath, we felt compelled to charge him. But he's also caused irreparable damage to myself and my family, and he will be sued accordingly. My legal team is now preparing papers, and we will be taking this matter even further than just the criminal cases that we are opening this morning.
Now, talk to me about those charges. I understand it's 3 charges that you're billing against the General today.
Yes, this morning I'll be opening charges of perjury. The second charge would obviously be contravention of the POPIA Act and defeating the ends of justice. Once my legal team had gone through his statements and his affidavits, we carefully studied what he testified on the day and the information that he presented at the Madlanga Commission, and we felt fit to raise these 3 matters criminally, as well as we are now preparing to sue him civilly as well, and we will incorporate the minister in that legal claim.
And talk to us a little bit about the other statements that he's made in regards to putting you as a questionable figure that has close proximity to a suspended National Police Commissioner. I mean, you are a convicted criminal. You've also, of course, acknowledged this yourself. Is this an attempt to clear your name, or do you really feel as though these cases will hold water?
Well, I'm confident about the cases that we're opening. But what I can tell you about Lieutenant General Khumalo, he knows me as long as I know Lieutenant General Sibiya. I know him for more than 3 years. My last communication with him was in 2024. I actually sent messages to some of his operatives that are in the field to explain to them that their names and surnames and cell phone numbers are contained in this affidavit, and it might compromise their safety and the safety of their family. But they're more than welcome to speak to their boss and remind him how well he knows me.
You've spoken about a civil case. How much money would you be pursuing in that matter?
When we do launch that, the civil matter, we will have a media briefing with the legal team. We will set it out openly and we'll move from there, because my constitutional rights as well have been trampled by this man, and his lack of intelligence and what he said is borderline idiotic. And the fact that he said it in front of the Madlanga Commission is shocking. I have never been convicted of hijacking in my life, and yet I'm labeled as a serial hijacker.
Well, Stuart will be accompanying you inside the police station as you lay those charges. Iman, of course, this would be adding to General Khumalo's legal woes. As you know, he is already, in fact, in front of the court at the Pretoria Magistrate Court. This is in regards to, of course, the hiring of a civilian to the top position of a brigadier without the necessary processes and qualifications. And, of course, once Stuart goes inside the police station, that would, of course, be another charge that the general is expected to face. We'll, of course, monitor the situation down here on the ground. This is, of course, as the Madlanga Commission continues to hear testimony today. Iman.
Interesting times indeed, Veronica. And as Veronica shared, they're accompanying Stuart Shanik and his team into the police station. So hopefully we'll have some of those visuals as he lays that case, or those various cases.